Hey, hey, 1, 2. There we go. All right. Whew. Sometimes, you do stuff and you mess stuff up. That was 100% my fault. It should be good now. Can y'all hear me? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Let me know y'all got me. All right. Thank you. Um, I was not gonna do the show today, just because I don't know if you can hear it. Even eh, eh, this little thing. It's not that big of a deal. Um, but you know, but I'm here. I am here now. As usual, let me start off the show just by saying hello to everyone. My OSHA, good afternoon. Got Preston in the house. Good afternoon, Preston. Anthony, good afternoon, Anthony. Good afternoon. We got David. David, good afternoon. He's representing Westchester. Miss Pittsburgh, good afternoon. Sierra in the house. Good afternoon, Sierra. We got Tessie in the house. Good afternoon, Tessie. My man Mike Ballard. He's representing Sharonville. Good afternoon. We got David. Good afternoon, David. Thanks for checking out the show. Good afternoon. Brent, he's representing Dallas. Good afternoon. And tell Nate to stop getting caught up in arguments with folks. I can't tell people what to do, and I don't know what you're talking about necessarily. I don't know who he's arguing with, but how am I gonna tell that? He a grown man. More than likely, he was right. I don't know. We got Lewis in the house. Excuse me. Lewis in the house. Good afternoon. Phyllis. Good afternoon, Phyllis. Why y'all be hating on ginger snaps? Ginger snaps are delicious. They're delicious. And I can keep them around, and the little baby don't eat them all because she say they hot. Terry, good afternoon. He's representing downtown. Let's see. Y'all dogging out the music. It's good music. Erica, representing Reading. Good afternoon, Erica. Now I'm getting to all of that. I can't hear you. Karen, representing Westwood. Good afternoon. Andrea, representing downtown. All right. Phyllis says, I love the countdown. Doesn't sound like the clock of doom. Excuse me. Let's see. We worked out the issues with the sound. Albert, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's see. Sierra says, thank you for not blaming Raven. It probably was her fault. CK, Lewis, good afternoon. Just finished watching the documentary on Oprah Winfrey's feet. I think you just make stuff up. Still don't know why you stress the O in my name. It's there. Is it a silent O? So is it Misha? If there's an O there, it's supposed to be pronounced, right? I don't understand. Let's see. Brother Danelle, well, good afternoon. Got Maria in the house representing North College Hill. Got Fame in the house. Representing Finneytown. All right, thank y'all for checking in. Nate essentially promised the streets would be paved with gold since he sold the railroad. He was wrong on that one. Okay, he was wrong on the whole thing. Um, ginger snaps do be hard. You can't really bite ginger snaps with your front teeth. You're right about that. You're right. CK says, I think you would like the show Average Joe. Okay. I don't know what that means. Dwayne representing Mount Airy. All right. Celebrity in the house. Celebrity alert. I need to get like a sound effect for celebrity alert. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's what it'll sound like. Terrence Howard in the house says, my Osha. All right. Sean in the house. Good afternoon. Hold on, I think that's it. We got Quintano in the house. Good afternoon. Diane in the house. Good afternoon. McConnell in the house. Good afternoon. Deborah in the house. Good afternoon. There is a new Livingston. There is a new Livingston. I can't give out all of the information because it ain't my information to tell. But I have a new nephew. Would he be great nephew? When your nephew has a son, then that's your great nephew, right? So there's a new Livingston. Got to get him in, train him up the way that he should go. Cause I don't know about that. The generation of Livingstons, like my kid and her cousins. Some of them don't have that gene. Some of them don't have that I told you gene. Some of them do, but some of them don't. I can't let that happen to the next generation. They all got to have it. So congratulations to TJ, to Sophie, to Brini. She's got a grandchild now. I was going to say she's not the last one. But yeah, she's got a grandchild now. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. But so that's that. Had to get that out of there. Super Tuesday yesterday. Nikki Haley dropped out. Nikki Haley say I'm done. She did not endorse Donald Trump, but she did say she's out of the race. And that's that. Daryl, good afternoon. Mary, good afternoon. Look like Wyatt is just ending his show. LaDonna, good afternoon. John, good afternoon. Daryl says, just leaving the Wyatt show. What you got? Nothing. I got nothing really. Hold on. I got a phone call coming in. Key.
Emanuel, how are you today?
Key, I'm doing good. How are you?
Okay, you hung up on me yesterday. Why you do me like that?
I did not hang up on you.
Everybody saw you.
I was reaching over to scroll the thing to be in the position to hang up, and then the phone hung up. I didn't hang up on you.
You did some mojo and it hung up. I'm steady talking. I'm like, hello?
I did not hang up
he hung up on me.
I did not.
Then you had jokes afterwards. I was like, oh, he gonna
what did I say?
You running with this Ron Dula thing.
Hold on.
Hey,
Mary.
hold on.
Let's just clear this up for once and for all.
Hey, Dave Perry.
Let's clear this up for once and for all.
Hey, LaDonna.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. You and Ron is not your man.
You know Ron is not my man. You told everybody the other day I didn't have a man. Now you telling everybody Ron is my man. Make up your mind.
Stop.
Anthony Prosser.
Stop. I didn't tell anybody Ron was your man. Ron said he was your man.
No, I guess Ron came over there and he hung up the phone.
No, Ron said.
Yes, you was laughing.
Oh,
hey, Tria.
Ron
hey,
said.
Jenny.
Ron said he was your man. And
Hey,
then
bro.
I asked you if Ron was your man, and you was like, well,
No, I said you
well,
crazy. I said you crazy. Hey, Phyllis. You
well,
are lying. Hey,
and so
Albert.
I was
Hey, Brenda
like,
Early.
I don't
Y'all see
really
how he
know
doing
if
me?
that means he is or he is not. But just so we clear, Ron is not your man.
Hey, man, I'm gonna rough you up. Now, you heard me
See,
say, is you crazy?
you're
You
doing
know
it
when somebody
again.
say that, you know that mean H no.
Okay.
You already know what that meant. You was just running with it, and then after you hung up on me, then you started talking about maybe Ron is her. He came over there and hung up the phone.
Ron
You don't
said
remember doing
Ron
that?
said he hung up the phone.
Right, and then you said it too. You was running with it. Hey, Daryl
I
Carpenter.
ain't gonna call that man a liar. You know what I'm saying?
Really, man, you gonna do me like
Okay,
that?
okay, he's not your man.
No, it ain't okay. Cause now, look, if you have a function, I'm not gonna reveal who I am if I come because
Why?
you do me like,
Why? Cause Cause
that.
Ron is not your man. You not gonna say who you are.
Because I don't want Ron trying to be all up on me now. I got another admirer now, and it's your fault.
Wait, it's
Hey,
my
Terrence
fault
Howard.
that you have an admirer. That's a
Yeah,
good
because
thing,
it
kid.
all started. It all started with was it Roz? Then what's his name? CK. Then you started hinting that you was gonna hook me up with CK and all this other stuff. So you a mess.
Key, just so you know, it's a good thing to have admirers.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay, but you think they stalkers too? Some
Well,
people.
Ross,
Do
maybe.
you know Ron?
I don't know him.
Okay. And you said you wouldn't hook me up with nobody you didn't know.
Right. I wouldn't hook you up with no Ross.
Right, because remember a long time ago you was talking like you wanted to hook me up if I ain't had nobody to somebody nice, and now all of a sudden you just hooking me up to anybody in the chat.
I didn't hook you up with nobody.
You tried to. Yes, you is.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead, man. You go ahead and talk your talk.
I I don't know.
Do I got you flabbergasted? You don't know what to say?
I don't know what we talking about. I don't know what we
You
talking
was saying something about.
I didn't. I look. If I hung up on you, I apologize. It was not my intention, even though I don't think that I did.
Yeah,
You
I
say
know,
Ron
brother.
ain't your
You
man.
know
I
we play
accept it.
around.
No more discussion need to be had about it.
Yeah, I know you did. You know we play around like that.
I know you don't have a man, and that's cool. You don't have to. That's cool. But other than that,
you a hot mess.
Other than that, Super Tuesday.
You a hot mess. See how you do me?
What do you
yeah,
think
so
about?
I about to say, what you think, Emanuel? I truly think Trump gonna get in there somehow, some way. I think he's gonna be the president. I don't know. It just feel like that. You know what I mean? But what you think?
I think it's 50-50. I think it's a toss up. And people.
So who do they got left? Who gonna run against him? Who left? Because they ain't talking about nobody else. They were just talking about him and Nikki Haley, and now
Trump is gonna get the nomination, but
right.
So it's gonna be between Trump and Biden.
Oh, okay.
Assuming that they both stay alive till November, it'll be the two of them. And it's in my mind, it's a 50-50 toss up. They're not doing what I always say that people have to do in order to win an office. You've got to motivate people to get out and vote for you. And I don't think either of them are doing what it takes. Like, they're both relying. I think they're relying on how much people hate the other guy, as opposed to this is what I've done and this is what I plan on doing, and getting their people out to vote. So because of that, I think it's like 50-50, and it could go either way. It could go either way.
Okay, Shahira says she President Emanuel. She checking the information.
All right.
Just being your helper.
I appreciate it.
You know they think I'm your co-host, so just helping out, Emanuel.
But what do you think? Do you really see Trump has an opportunity to be the president again?
Yeah, because like what's so crazy to me is like he got all this stuff that he's done and caused in the world and it's uproar, And then it's like I forgot what I was watching where somebody was saying like it's like they overlooking that, and it's like it don't mean nothing. Like somebody that's in the presidency can just do something like that, and it just be overlooked like ain't nothing wrong with it. So it just seemed like everything he doing is like they just like putting it on the back burner and not paying attention to that, and just want him to get in office. So who knows? I don't
I
know.
mean, look, we live in strange times. Like,
And you got that right.
again, there's so much that he's done that would have disqualified him from even
Right.
being considered for president. And it's like, so what? Nobody cares. And we would. I'm about to make a bad analogy. Bad analogy alert. But we care about what young black kids are doing in the street. We care about everybody else, or at least we pretend to. But I really think, we talk about, oh, it's the parents, oh, it's the this, it's the that. Look, y'all, society as a whole is just, from a morality standpoint, is going downhill. And when you hear people talking about, well, back when I was growing up, we didn't do this. And back when I was growing up, this didn't happen. Back when you was growing up, presidents didn't finger fuck people and get sued
They weren't
for it
vulgar.
and
Like they did
found
they
guilty.
dirt behind closed doors. They wasn't out front with it like you say they do them in the pee, and you know what I mean. I can do this. I can shoot somebody in the head down the street and nothing will happen. Like they wasn't talking like so like promptly like that. They like did they dirt, but they did it behind closed doors, as they say the term. But now it's like people just like saying, "Is hello."
Yeah, you did that,
Oh,
not
okay.
me.
I thought you hung up on me again. I'm like, oh man, not again.
You did that, not me.
I'm on the landline, so no, my phone ain't hanging up. um, but yeah, it's just like they people just saying outright stuff like how they feel, like the racists, they being racist to your face. It's like
Yeah.
they not hiding it no more. Like how they used to be. Everything is out up in front. Like you say, back in the day, it didn't used to be like that. You didn't know about the scandals because they hid it, and then now they coming out 30, 40 years later or whatever because people telling now and speaking up. So
Yeah,
it
we live in a different time. So don't only hold young black kids to the old school standard. If we gonna try to hold people to a standard, let's hold everybody to a standard. But as we see in our society, that's just not the way it's happening. And look, I know people want to fight to create a certain societal standard in their neighborhoods and all of that kind of stuff, but I really believe we are past that. When and I've been kind of getting on this, and I know it drives Twin crazy to talk about it, but when we celebrate ex-gang members because they did wrong and then change their mind later on, and look at people who tried to make good decisions their entire life and say, you're not as special as they are because, they changed their mind. Like, when we do that, we create a situation where we are lowering the societal standard as well. And I keep saying it, you can't, or at least I don't believe that you can tell little kids that the great person, the best person, the person that you should revere and respect is the former gang member, the former murderer, the former drug dealer, and not that corny dude over there who tried to do right his entire life. Because what you're
right.
saying to those little kids is, be like the former drug dealer, be like the former gang member, be like the former murderer, make bad decisions, and then when you get a chance, change, and then you're worthy of praise and honor and respect. But I hear it so much, and that's where we are in society now.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I see like both sides of it, like, cause you know how like they say like, you know what I'm saying, a person can change. You know what I'm saying, you not what you once were, type talk. So that's how I feel like when they talk about like the ex gangs and ex people like killing and trying to reform and stuff like that. But I get what you're saying too as well. So I wonder if you think like this then, like okay, the kids when okay, you catch them early in elementary with the like you say the nerdy person that's on the path of doing right. Okay, but what about the kids that's acting up and trying to be in the gang and then out there stealing at Kroger's and stuff like that? Do you to put them to the ex-gang members and the ex-murderers that's turned over their life, or you put them all in one category of the nerdy guy doing good for all the kids doing no matter what they doing, good or bad?
I don't believe. I was about to say something that I don't necessarily agree with.
Okay, I heard you, fam. Call in. I'm just like trying to get your overall aspect of what you mean, like from the nerdy person and
Look,
then the ex-gang member. And fam, call in and have your opinion on it too. Like I'm just trying to get feedback or whatever, and just trying to understand where he coming from and him giving my viewpoints as well. So fam, he got I think fam gonna call in on this subject too.
all right.
But yeah, so what do you think? Like, so as far as like the kids that's doing bad and heading down the wrong road, you think they shouldn't be schooled by the ex-gang member as well? You think they should be schooled by the nerdy guy that's on the right path? Now, what if they don't listen to that? You know, sometimes they don't listen to that.
I believe you put good role models in front of children. Okay, you
right.
put good role models in front of children first and foremost.
Right.
And you don't call them nerds and stuff like that. Like you put good role models in front of children, and you say, you know what I'm saying? If
you are the type of dork, or what did you say? You said the dork or the nerd or the.
I mean, I'm just saying that's what you people do
that
refer
the right word you were trying
to
to
people
say.
who try to do right their entire lives in negative ways. And I don't think we should do that, even though I'm probably guilty of doing it to make my point. But I think you put good role models in front of people. So if you're the type to model yourself after someone, here is someone you can model yourself after.
Right,
I believe that's step number one. That's what you do. That's what you do first, and it's what you do most.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you see kids, and you can do it for all kids, to use someone as a cautionary tale, to say, this person made bad decisions, and you see how their life took a turn for the worse.
Right.
But I don't think that people do it as a cautionary tale anymore. I
think they do it like you say they like how you say they big them up, like
they celebrate them.
Right, but and I guess I hear what you're saying, but when they tell their story, they don't talk about their story as a celebration. Like when they talk about
they
say like, oh, do they? Because the ones that I heard, they be like, you don't want to go down this road because this is what I had to go through and this and that. I didn't know they like talk about it like, you know.
I think they talk about it in glowing terms, and I think they make it look good to people. I think they try to do it strategically to kind of say, okay, this is what I was thinking or what I was dealing with when I was doing it, and so on and so forth. But I think that, especially in the mind of a young person who's already sees it as something glorified, you telling them that you did it and you saw it as glorified, and what you're doing is you're showing. I think the cautionary tale should be not somebody who did it and reformed themselves, and because I think when you do that, you're saying, hey, you can do it. You can do all the dirt you want to do. You're going to have to pay a price for it, but on the end, you're going to turn out all right like me. As opposed to, here is a cautionary tale, and this dude is in jail for the rest of his life. Or this dude is dead. He was on the right path.
Oh, okay.
He made terrible decisions, and he's dead.
Okay, so you saying as though like when they talk about it, you don't want to talk about like how you came out on the other side. You want them to talk about it like, no, it ain't no other side. It's this side and you die or you in jail. You don't want them to talk about it because you don't want them to think like, okay, well, if I go ahead and do it, then okay, I can come out on the other side if I do it. You don't even want
Yes.
them to tip their toe in there to try to do it because you just don't want them to have that in their head to think like, okay, if you do it, you could potentially come out on the other side or whatever.
Yes.
Instead of jail and death. Okay, I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because I mean, a kid could easily say,
I
you know what I'm saying?
understand that as well.
You say, hey, don't do that, and the kid could easily spin that what was supposed to be cautionary tale and say, Mama, I saw this dude in school today who he did all the stuff you telling me not to do, and he went to jail and everything, but now he living a good life.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it's a tricky subject because, like you say, some kids will think like that, and other kids won't think like that. It all depends on that kid. But like you say, you don't even want to plant it in their head. So I get what you're saying. I get both sides of it. But like you say, you would want them to have positive role models all the way around. But in these times and days, they can have positive role models in school, but at home, it might not be no positive role model. So they could be trying to do their best in school, hearing that positive, but then at home, it's like it's another situation. So it all depends about their surroundings throughout their entire day of being a youngster. You know what I mean?
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Girls and boys, and these times and days with it's just they don't care about human life. They don't care about themselves. They don't respect elders. They don't respect themselves. They don't respect their parents. It's just these times and days they get upset because somebody didn't follow them on Instagram, like silly stuff like that, or get upset because their girlfriend dumped them or whatever, and they ready to kill themselves. And it's just like these days, these kids and teenagers are just super sensitive over silly stuff. You know, I didn't get this many likes on my picture, so nobody likes me type. It's just like they just depressed, and it's a sad generation. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and your brother Nathaniel Livingston wanted to talk about the girl that got killed by the immigrant. I think it was in Atlanta. She was jogging. Mm-hmm. And she got killed by the immigrant.
I don't remember where it is, but I did see the.
I believe it was in Atlanta where she got killed. She was jogging, and then they were saying like he was a legal immigrant and he killed her or whatever. So, I guess Nathan, you're gonna call in and talk about that. I was gonna say one more thing, and then I'll let somebody else come get in and talk. What about the guy at the casino that did the robberies? What's your
He's
opinion
an idiot.
on that? Yeah, they said he had lost money earlier, either earlier that day or the day before. So he was already in there. So he was mad he lost his money, supposedly. So he came back, I guess, to rob them and get his money back.
Yeah, he was an idiot. Who thinks that you can rob a casino?
Yeah, that was a hot mess. I don't know what was going on. But he gonna try to plead insanity.
I don't think he is.
You don't think he is?
Nah, I saw him. I saw him in court. It looked like he just gonna take whatever comes of it.
Oh, okay.
I think he realizes now I was an idiot, and he was sitting there in court listening to the judge, and he looked like he was thinking, "Damn, I was an idiot. I can't believe I was that damn dumb." That was the look on his face.
You made that shirt, Emanuel? You got your afternoon experiment shirt on?
Well, yeah.
Is it Doodle Brown?
I did. Yeah, I did this a long time ago at the library. So I didn't screen print this though.
Oh, okay. LaDonna, yeah, I got one. And tell you, I don't know if you're gonna remember. You probably have to write this down. I probably have to call you back again. Tell your daughter for your grandbaby. Is your grandbaby get her permanent teeth in yet? Or you don't know?
I'm not sure.
She still got her baby teeth?
I'm not sure.
Okay, if she got her permanent teeth, they must have not been doing this. I don't know if she get cavities like on the top of her teeth or the side, but they should have been putting sealants on her teeth. SEALANT, sealants. They should have been putting them on the top of her teeth because the back molars, they're softer and they are susceptible to get cavities. So they should have been putting sealants on the top of her teeth, so she wouldn't get cavities.
How you spell that again?
SEALANT. Tell her look into it. They should have been doing that automatically. I don't know what kind of dental insurance she got, but when my daughter was younger, I made sure that they put those on her teeth. And she's never had a cavity, and she's a teenager now. But they put sealants on her teeth. It's basically like a coating on the top of her teeth, and then they take this light and kind of like melt it on her teeth, on their teeth,
Yes.
and so that stops them from getting cavities on the top of their teeth. Because, like I say, the back molars are soft on the top, so they easily get cavities. So that might have been why your grandbaby was easily getting cavities. But they were supposed to put sealants on that baby's teeth.
All right.
Yeah, so tell your daughter that.
I'll tell her.
Okay. You going to remember to tell her, or you going to forget?
SEA
LANT.
LANT. Yeah.
For little baby's teeth. Make sure they put them on there if she get her permanent teeth. Because like I say, you don't know if she still got her baby teeth, but if they probably ain't going to put them on her baby teeth because they coming out. But make sure they put them on that baby teeth.
All right. All right. Sorry, y'all. The power went out. We had a power outage. All right. Oh, hold on. Sorry, y'all. The power went out. Mute that. Yeah, we had a power outage here. And, yeah. So now I have to go in and make all of these changes live on the air. I mean, I guess I could have waited and done all of this, but so y'all see what I have to go through as I make my adjustments. Okay, I think we just gonna go there. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on, let me go here. Pull that down. Hold on. Go here. Go here. All right, I guess that's it. And we'll put that back on. Yeah, the power went out. Boom, real quick. It came right back on. And it shut everything down. So I had to reboot everything, and it redid all my settings. So now I have to go through and fine tune this. Oh, okay. All right. What was I? I'm sorry, that totally threw me off. What were we talking about? We were talking about the kids and the examples that we put in front of our kids. And again, I understand the idea of what they're trying to do. I understand the idea of what they're trying to do when they put, former gang members, former pimps, former drug dealers, former murderers, former this in front of our kids. But I think they concentrate on that so much that I think they need to put good examples in front of our kids. I think they need to put good examples in front of our kids. And I don't think that people concentrate on that enough. Like actual people that you could, because I don't think I was ever one of those people who was going to model myself after somebody else. Like I remember at one point I had a mentor, and he reached out to me a few times, but I never really did anything with him. Cause I was like, look, I got a daddy. You know what I'm saying? I got good, positive male role models, and I might have benefited from it, but I just wasn't open to it. But I like the idea, because there are people who do get like Sierra saying. If I can put it up here. Sierra says, stop it, show it. An engineer spoke to my class and inspired my career path. I didn't have anything like that. Like I don't ever remember seeing somebody say, I want to do that, or I want to be like that, or I want to. I always like to kind of walk my own path. But there are other people who are influenced. People are influenced positively and negatively. If you bring enough positive role models to to young people. They might be like Sierra and see something where they say, that's the path I want to get on. Oh, I want to do what he does. Oh, I want to do what she does. I remember speaking to, I'm not going to say her name just because, speaking to a lawyer friend of mine who's actually a judge now. And she said she was inspired to get into law by watching The Cosby Show and seeing Claire Huxtable. Seeing Claire Huxtable made her want to go to law school and become a lawyer. She's a judge now. So if it's that simple with seeing a fake judge on a fake lawyer on TV that inspires you to want to do that, y'all, it's probably that simple the other way around too. Some criminal-minded kid, maybe they not criminal-minded initially, but some kids see some nonsense on TV or some nonsense in the movie and they say, I want to be like that. And I think we got to be careful what we expose our kids to. And, maybe if we're exposing our kids to negative stuff, we can explain to our kids that this is not good. This is not good. This is negative. This is negative. I remember I used to tell my kids when I would be listening to some, music, and I might hear them listening to some music. Like, number one, it's just a song. They're not actually living this life. It's like people, it's like actors, they're pretending. But what they're pretending, this is not good. This is negative. This is not the way you want to live your life. This is not the way you want to think. This is not the way you want to process information. And we would get into conversations about what's right and what's wrong. So, when I hear people glorifying X this and X that, it bothers me. It bothers me. Again, I understand it. You turned your life around. You shouldn't have to, if you turned your life around, stop talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Stop talking about it unless it can actually, I imagine there was a place and a time where it can be helpful. That's when you talk about it. That's when you talk about it. Where it can be helpful. But that's just me. That's just the way I see it. I don't even really know how I got to that. I don't remember how we got to that. I remember talking about Super Tuesday. Nikki Haley's out. She dropped out. So it sets up Trump v. Biden 2. Let me see. Nakia says, music never made me do anything bad. And I listen. How can I continue? I'm not sure what it is that you were trying to say. But music never made you do anything bad. Music put I wouldn't say bad thoughts in my head, but music is very influential. And for people to pretend that it's not, music is very influential. It just is. The energy of music, the lyrics in music. I don't really listen to the lyrics. I just like the beat. But them lyrics seep in. And especially like if you really feeling that, whatever that music is, like love songs do a lot of stuff to you. Love songs make you want to, love. Sex songs make you want to have sex. Exceptionally aggressive songs make you, I guess I should say can make you exceptionally aggressive. Let me tell you, when I'm driving or something, and not driving, like I go to the store, and I remember there was this one time I went to Walgreens, and there were these guys outside, and the music, the music that they were listening to was super aggressive and violent and just vile in nature. Now, I'm sure not to them. To them, it was, just whatever. But the dude who was rapping, again, the music was exceptionally aggressive. And the rapper was talking about, shooting people, killing people, beating people down, blah, blah, blah. And I knew, like, this is a problem. Like, having that kind of constantly fed to you, you are constantly looking for issues. Man, it sound crazy, don't it? Sound crazy, don't it? You put on some of that music, though. Put on some of that music. I'm not even talking about the stuff that you hear on, say The Wiz. That stuff is like super tame. No matter how bad you think it is, that stuff is super tame compared to the stuff that you just hear people bumping in their cars, because that's the stuff that they don't play on the radio. It's super tame, but you constantly hearing, fight people and do this and do that and, beat people and kill people and shoot people and harm people and, murder people, and like a constant diet of that will make you exceptionally aggressive, and you won't even think you being aggressive. You just think, I'm just normal. I'm just being normal. Hold on. William Kirkland says, I'm glad to hear you say this. I thought I once heard you say it didn't. Did you once say that video games didn't have an influence on children? Just curious. Well, I can't say that I ever said that. I don't remember if I've ever said that. Here's my take on video games. My take on video games is, and it kind of crosses over to music to a certain degree. You can't say video games made me kill somebody. Like, the idea of being involved in a first-person shooting game, I don't think makes you go out and kill somebody. And those are the things that were being argued. Like, where's all this violence coming from? The kids are playing video games. Like, no, that's not why people are being violent, because people are playing video games. That's not why people are being violent. So I reject that. But I understand it can have an influence. But just like I don't. Again, if all a kid does 24 hours a day, maybe not 24 hours a day, but all day, is first-person shooting games, and they're exceptionally graphic, it might make some curiosity rise up. But I also believe, as parents, it is our responsibility. It is our responsibility to guide the minds of these young people that we deal with. Now, I stop short where other people, it's my responsibility to guide these young minds. I don't know what my kid is doing at all times. So if one of my children decided to go out and do something bad, I shouldn't be held responsible for that. because I went out of my way to try to teach them right from wrong. So that's why I stopped short. I hold the parents responsible. Like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You gotta. It all depends on the whole situation. It depends on the whole situation. Um. Hold on. I saw something in the news today. I don't remember what it was. I saw something in the news today that I really wanted to talk about. But of course, I didn't write it down or screenshot it or anything like that. Mary says, you are responsible for your child until they reach the age of 18. Okay, yes. At the same time, though, I'm responsible for if my child causes some damage. I'm probably gonna have to pay for it. I'm probably gonna have to pay for that damage. But I don't make decisions for my 16-year-old. I make suggestions, demands. But I can't be there 24 hours a day making decisions for them. And it's easy to say, you responsible for your 16-year-old. When you got a 16-year-old who, doing what's right. But when you got a 16-year-old that make a bad decision, I'm not sure that you're 100% responsible for that. Because that's a whole 16-year-old. And when you were 16, was your parent responsible for every decision you made? And would you have liked, would you have liked your parent to be held responsible for every decision you made at 16? Some of y'all, even y'all old people, was doing it at the age of 16, having sexual relations, even before. Was your parent responsible for that decision? Technically, I think in the state of Ohio, there's some stuff in it. But if somebody's under 16, they can't consent. And I think there's a 2-age difference. So if you 15 and this one is 13, I think that's technically statutory rape. A 13 and a 15. I could be a little off on those numbers. Is the parent now responsible for the rape? You made a decision and your parents should be responsible. I think we go overboard with that stuff. We go overboard with that parents should be responsible stuff. How many kids have committed crimes and have been charged? The parent don't suffer the consequences. Happens all the time. The parent will be responsible for whatever medical bill arises. Maybe. Maybe. I think some of this stuff sound like a good answer to the question, what do we do about youth violence? Which I don't believe is all that bad. I was listening to 700 on, I want to say it was Monday. And they were talking about what is the term that he used? What do you call it when there's just like crime after crime after crime after crime, and like a crime wave, but not a crime wave. There's a. He didn't say a deluge of crime. Either way, he said it like there was this huge youth crime wave going through Cincinnati. He said it like there was this huge crime wave going through Cincinnati. Youth crime wave. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah, the youth jumped the old man and jumped the young person downtown Cincinnati, and it's just I can't remember the word that he used, but basically it's a crime wave down there of youth jumping people. Now, look, as they say, one is too many. I'll give you that. One is too many. But two does not make a crime wave. Two does not make a crime wave. And this becomes my issue when, I've always been one of those people. I'm one of those, when I hear people talk about how bad black kids are, I'm one of those people who like, hold on, white kids are just as bad. White kids commit crime too. White people jump people too. And I hear black people, well, we're not concerned about them. We concerned about our own kids. That's what we talking about, our own kids. We ain't concerned about them. And I've always thought that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Because what you're doing is you're putting out there to other communities who are listening. To other communities who are listening to you. And you're basically telling other communities that our children are bad. Look, I listen to a lot of different talk and stuff. And I hear black people talk about how bad their black children are. But I really can't say that I have, but I'm saying very rarely, just an idea that it probably happens. But I don't hear white people talking about how bad their kids are in an open public forum. I believe that's because they don't want to put that out there about their kids. They don't want the world thinking our kids are bad. They not saying, well, we ain't worried about other kids, we worried about our kids. What they're also worried about is the perception of their kids. So I get you might be saying it like, hey, we need to rein our kids in and so on and so forth. But I think we should have these conversations in a balanced way. And it just always bothers me when I hear us talking about our kids like they're the worst things on the planet. And if somebody says, our kids ain't the only ones that commit crime. Well, we're not talking about them. Why you always want to? No, we need to talk about all of them. Because I'm concerned about putting the perception out there that our kids are just criminals or that our kids are the only ones who commit crime. Because y'all do know that is a perception that's out there, right? there are people who actually believe that our kids are worse than all other kids. I believe some of us actually believe that. But we got to talk about the fact that's why I be bringing up, look, it's an extreme minority of our kids that are running around committing crimes, number one. But number two, our kids ain't the only ones who commit crimes. Our people ain't the only people who poor. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. Every time I hear somebody say, we the only ones who, I'll be like, it don't matter what you say after that. You're probably not telling the truth. We are probably not the only ones who do anything. We the only ones who go on the air and attack our leaders. It's not true. I hear white people attack white people all the time. What do you think? Those are a whole lot of white people attacking Joe Biden. There's a whole lot of white people attacking Donald Trump. That's white people attacking their leaders. We're not the only ones who do it. But I hear black people say that about black people. We the only ones who will go in public and attack our leaders. No, we not. Well, I ain't talking about, I'm just worried about our kids. I'm just worried about our people. I'm just worried about. And when we get to a point, I think, where we see us as people, as individuals with maybe some flaws, maybe some things to be lauded, but we're just individuals. We're just individuals. We're not a group. I mean, we're in a group, but we're not a group. We're individuals. And when we start seeing ourselves as individuals and talking about ourselves as individuals, and I think, well, I don't necessarily think that we're going to change the perception. Because I don't think that the perception necessarily comes from us. I think sometimes we can reinforce it. But there's people out there who just don't like black people because they black people. And that some of them may never had, I think I've told this story about 15 times. I worked at a meat packing plant with a young lady who lived in Ross. And she said to me that until she got to college, she had never spent any time with black people. Like, she didn't have a black friend. She didn't have a black classmate. She didn't have a black anything. Like, she did not see or interact with black people, period, until she got to college. And so she already had in her mind, based on the things, I guess, that she heard at home, the things that she saw on TV and the news, she already had in her mind before she ever met a black person. And think about it, this young girl was 17, 18 years old before she ever met a black person. She already had in her mind what black people were, who they were, how they were. So I think those perceptions are there, but I think sometimes when we have those conversations, we reinforce them. And I know we trying to help. I understand we trying to help. But I think sometimes we are reinforcing some of that stuff that's already there. Because y'all know, I'm sure everybody done heard this before. Some white person saying something negative about black people, and then some black person coming in reinforcing that, and them saying, and he was black. He's saying it, and he's black, so it must be true. Like, you don't really carry no weight unless you're saying what they want to hear. They could have just heard 120 black people say, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. But one black person come in and say, you know, that's true. And he's black, so you know it must be true. And I think we have to be careful about how we talk about each other. Because it just one word from a black guy. I know this guy and he's a black guy and he said it. Carries weight. Again, it's just reinforcing what they already want to hear. They just looking for that one person. So yeah, I don't even know how it got there, but it always bothers me. It always bothers me. And I'm not embarrassed when I see black people do bad stuff. Because that's just that individual. That's that individual. So if I'm going to be embarrassed, it's going to be about something I did. I can't take on the problems of the world and take them on to be me. I can't do that. And that don't even mean that I don't understand that person does contribute to the idea that we are like that, whatever that is at that moment in time. But again, like I said, that's going to be the case either way. If you want to believe that black people are criminals and you see a black person commit a crime, that's going to reinforce what you already wanted to believe. Because you see so many black people not committing crime. But that don't reinforce anything because that's not your perception. So I'm not going to take on the responsibility of being embarrassed for everything that every black person do wrong. It's some bad black people out there. Just like it's some bad white people out there. Some bad Hispanics and Asians. Samoans. It's bad people in every race, every culture, every ethnicity. Hold on. I didn't hear it ringing. CK?
Hey, how you doing there, brother?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I had to call you, man. It was amazing. It was amazing. Did you hear it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the show, man. I'm listening. I'm like, damn, Livingston don't even. Do you hear the hypocrisy you're saying?
No,
I say this is what. Okay, you just said people would say, well, dude, black kids do this. You just said, I'm talking about black parents is the ones that say, well, our kids ain't nothing. Why white parents don't say that? That you stereotyping right there. Ain't that what you speaking against? You just said black parents are the ones that always say that their parents are the ones, their kids are the one that act up. You said you don't hear them say that.
I don't recall saying that.
You just said it.
I don't recall.
You just said it like 10 minutes ago. Answer chat. So now you gonna play through. See, that's why you can't be trusted. You said when you listen to, I listen to black people say, well, the black kids are so bad. They said they don't reinforce it. So now you're going to play. So what did you say then?
I'm not sure. You have me confused. Talking about, let me clarify for you. What I'm talking about is when I hear black people talk about how bad black kids are, it bothers me.
Right. And you forgot that you said you don't hear white parents saying that?
No.
Oh, okay. Watch it.
What
See,
I said is,
where the lies and the deception come in.
Hold on. Here's what I said. I don't believe that, or I think I said I don't recall, but I was very clear to say that I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but I don't hear a lot of white people talk about how bad white kids are in a public forum because they're concerned about the perception of their kids.
So you're saying we're not concerned with our perception? Why do you think? Why do the black folks speak on it and the white folks don't, or you just don't hear it?
No, I think I was clear. At least I thought I was clear. Maybe I wasn't. I think one of the reasons that sometimes we talk about it is because we're trying to help solve the problem. But I don't think that we're thinking about what I always talk about, those unintended consequences of some of those conversations.
Yeah, that's a fair analysis. I just wanted you to be aware of when you putting this stuff out here in the world, people hear the hypocrisy. They like, hold up. He just said that this is what he hears. He hears us complaining about our kids, but I never hear them complaining about. But when somebody tell you that exact same thing, you call them out. Well, they do the same thing. That's exactly what you say. So what? They could have said the same thing to you. Well, they complain about their kids just like us. That's the hypocrisy where you confuse the youth. They like, oh, he just talking out of both sides of his ears. See what I mean?
No, I don't. I'm exceptionally confused.
There's no way to be confused. I'm very clear on what you said. You said, I hear black people complaining about their kids. I don't hear white folks complaining about their kids. Now you want to play crazy and act like you didn't even say that, when that's the hypocrisy that you call out in everybody else.
Because I'm pretty sure I didn't say that.
What the comments say? Ask the comments.
Well, the comments pretty much saying you misunderstood what I said.
Oh, okay. But this is just what I'm saying. When you making a assumption, it's all good. But when somebody else, you say, oh, well, white people don't commit crime. Well, somebody want to point out black crime, you the first one to say, well, they do it too. They do it too.
Right.
Yep. So it's no difference when you saying about complaining about the kids. They do it too. You can say that about anything.
Okay. Again, maybe you misunderstood what I said, or maybe I'm pretty sure I didn't say no, because I was very clear when I said that part, because I was very clear, because I was thinking, I'm not saying that white people don't complain about their kids. What I'm saying is that I don't hear them complain about how bad their children are in a public forum. And I even went in as far as to say, I'm not saying that they don't, but I don't recall ever having heard it.
So you're saying as a people, we complain publicly about violence in the community, black people. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Now, do you hear white people complaining about violence in their community, or do you only hear black people complaining?
Publicly? No, I don't hear white people complaining about violence in their community publicly.
That's a fair point. Right. That's how I should have just came at you like that. So that's all I'm saying. When somebody makes that clear to you, just like you just said, I don't ever hear they can say the same thing, and then you say, well, they do it, but I understand your point now. You made it clear. You said, like you said, you just don't hear it publicly, but you do hear us shaming our own people, and that's the whole point about the violence. If you could hear black people shaming themselves publicly, how far does you think it go when it's not public? If that's what I'm trying to get through to you. If we shaming each other publicly, what were we doing when the doors closed? That's all. The only point I'm trying to do. We ain't even got enough love not to do that publicly. So that's showing you what is it? A weakness in the culture. You know what I mean? Because maybe we need to stop doing that.
I'm confused.
What you confused about?
About what you're saying.
I'm saying if we complaining about if black people see you play crazy, but I'm saying if black people get on publicly and say and talk about how bad it is in their communities and white folks don't do it, that's showing you what's wrong with black folks. So that's already showing you we got naturally hate build up because they don't even do that publicly. We can't even learn not to disrespect ourselves publicly.
I don't think it's a hatred. I don't think it's a hatred. I really think I really think it's an honest desire to see change.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some people don't get that they're reinforcing the negativity or the negative stereotypes that already exist in some people's minds.
Right.
But I don't think that they're doing it out of some sort of hatred.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I see what you're saying, but you got to understand the violence is coming from the hatred. That's what the violence is coming from. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to show you if we can have enough hate to embarrass ourselves publicly, what are we doing behind the closed door? I'm saying they telling you this straight up. They telling you this straight up on where everybody watching.
Okay.
So they don't have enough shame to be like, well, damn, at least them people don't talk about it. You know, and I wanted to tell you this on a side note.
All right.
Okay, you know DJ Vlad, you know about him. Okay, he had a brother on there that said he loves Hitler and the Holocaust never existed. Not him, but another Jewish guy that's successful. Now he's upset because he would have this brother on. So it's like, this was like the first time I seen the Jew on Jew crime. It's like, now he mad at him for having a brother on because he's showing loyalty to an African-American who said to everybody publicly that he loves Hitler and that the Holocaust never happened. So now you're seeing one famous Jew go against another famous Jew for having it. So this is an example of the call out of each other where, okay, let's try to destroy the young Jew for having a brother on that said, I love Hitler and the Holocaust never happened. So I'm just giving you a little example of it's falling off in a world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to show you, like, you wouldn't think if you said I love Hitler, you banned from everything. You know, because those are the most powerful people.
Okay.
Yep. So I just want you to look into that where you see, because I remember you saying a few, like, if a guy ever said that, he wouldn't make it. No, this guy is trending, and he said all that weird stuff. Yep. Yep. Appreciate the program, sir. I'm going to keep listening. This is a good-ass show, though. I'm going to keep listening. You hear me?
Thank
Hit
you,
the
sir.
like button. Hit the like. Subscribe.
All right. All right. Yeah. All right. I think I'm about done with that. I was a little confused about what he was saying at the beginning and at the end. But I appreciate his call. And I'm sure somebody got it. Fame says, when I was an intern at Channel 19, Trisha and Regina Carswell were both humble enough to do a demo tape with me as the male anchor. I've got no bad words for Trisha. All right. I'm glad you don't. Trisha was the very few interactions that I had with her when we had a partnership with Fox 19. or when the radio station had a partnership with Fox 19, and they would call in and do their. I didn't do a thumbs up, and they would call in and do their cut-ins. Were not pleasant. She was not a pleasant person. Jack Atherton did his. Regina Carswell did hers. I think Rob, Sheila, they all did theirs. Everybody did theirs with very little to no issues. Trisha, to the point where we just didn't do hers. We just didn't do hers. It might have been something going on behind the scenes that I didn't know anything about. But yeah, we just didn't do Trisha's. She was not in that space at that time. She was not a nice person. So. Fame.
Hey, fella, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you, sir?
I'm pleasant. Congrats to the new addition to the family.
Yes.
Your great nephew. I'm not sure. I'm familiar. I don't necessarily know him, but I'm familiar of one of your brothers. We're all familiar with Nate. Familiar with your other brother. So who's the grandpa?
My sister's son.
Yeah. See, I don't know her. Okay. I didn't know y'all had a sister.
Yes.
Okay, well, congratulations. I'll just say this about Trisha Mackey. You just read that comment. In fact, she even volunteered. I didn't even ask her would she do the demo. I only asked Regina because Regina was kind of gassing me. She's like, "Oh no, you're handsome and articulate enough to be an anchor. To do talent. I'll do the thing with you." Trisha saw us doing it, and then she said, "Here, I'll do 3 or 4 stories with you here as well." You know what I'm saying? So I had both of them, the same day. So I've got nothing bad to say about her. I can see where people say that, and there's a part of me that kind of understands about her being unpleasant because I'll put it like this: Rex Chapman, you know him?
Yes.
Yes, he recently he released a book, and when he first joined on Twitter, it was like local people were real happy about him, especially the Kentuckies, like Kentuckians, Rex Chapman, blah blah blah. Then they seen his political and social leanings, they don't rock with him no more. Those same local people, they don't be liking and reposting his stuff anymore. I'll just say that she was one of them. So I could see where people would say that, but somebody who was willing to help me get a job in the industry, I've got nothing bad to say about.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, my brother CK was talking about the casino robber.
Okay.
And I'm not going to condone the casino robber, but now that we know the facts, I'm kind of not really mad at it.
What's the facts?
Now that we know
I
the
missed
facts.
it. What's the facts?
Well, not the facts. That's the photos. He got pretty deep into the building. I thought he was just doing something on a whim. He kind of took some planning. It just sounds like when he got outside of the building, he didn't know where he was. You don't want to condone robbing something like that. You don't even want to do something like that. But once he got out the building, he just, because they had to send a drone to find him. Heat-seeking drone or something like that from Kentucky. So it was like, dude did, I don't support crime, but if you use some ingenuity involved in it, I kind of respect it a little bit. I don't mind ingenuity. Kind of like the DC sniper. You understand? The ingenuity he had to do that with the locker on the trunk and set up the rifle in there. That's kind of genius to do.
I get what you're
obviously
saying.
We don't like what he was doing. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, But yeah, that's all I got. I just heard, I was looking at the chat involving, the local news anchor, and I was just like, yeah, you guys are seeing that on TV, but behind, like, there was a stagehand. What did we used to call those? What do they call those people? Not producers, but like, he was a stagehand. She was encouraging him, a brother. She was encouraging him to do something else than being a stagehand. She's like, you're articulate. You should go do, you should be a director or a production assistant, what they were called. She was like, you should go be a director or a producer. You're very articulate and you're good at what you do. She was very, positive to the people who worked with her. That's all I can say. So, whatever was going on at the Buzz, I kind of got that from Ronald McDonald as well. The lady on Channel 12 that used to be at 19. What's her name with the red hair?
Sheila Gray.
Yeah, I kind of got that from her too. When she was it was her and Rob. They would come on and interview with Lake Aware. She just seemed so uncomfortable and out of place. Remember her husband's a cop, and he's like 15 years older than her. You see what I'm saying? So she likes that paternalism of cops. So the way the Buzz was talking to you could just tell it's like, okay, this segment's going to end at some point. Channel 19's going to be like, we ain't with it no more. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's all I got, folks. I just want to tell y'all, you all are welcome for me calling in. You are immersed, and I love you anyway. Be well. Oh!
All right. That's Fame. He actually sound. I understand, and it could be a strange position to be in. I'm gonna talk a little bit about wrestling, but not really. Okay. Vince McMahon is basically the innovator of what modern wrestling is. It's no longer the territories and all that kind of stuff. It's not all that important to get into. But he started a whole lot of careers. Basically he was the mastermind behind a whole lot of careers. Well, Vince McMahon just got into some trouble. He's being sued right now. I believe the company's being sued. Vince McMahon apparently did some bad stuff with some women. Some really, really bad stuff. And now you got a lot of these wrestlers, they're asking them questions like, well, what do you think about Vince McMahon? They're caught in a position where their experience with Vince McMahon doesn't necessarily go with what they're hearing about Vince McMahon. And so for some of them, it's difficult for them to say, no, this dude, if he did that, this dude is a monster. Because they're so grateful to him for their career, for, basically making them super rich and famous. Now, of course, not on that same level, but, and I don't know Trisha Mackey personally. I don't think I've ever met Trisha Mackey. I've only talked to her on the phone. And she could be a super nice person. She just wasn't nice over the phone, and she wasn't professional in terms of what she was supposed to be doing. She wasn't nice and she wasn't professional. But that kind of sound like Fame, that whole Vince McMahon piece, like she could be a not nice person. She could be unprofessional, but she was nice to me, so. And I don't know. It's hard to deal with. It's hard to reconcile your personal experiences with a person versus who they may or may not really be. I would imagine that's difficult. So, but that's what I hear when I hear Fame say that. I actually kind of hear an acknowledgement of that. Like, she might be all that what y'all saying, but she was nice to me. And kind of sometimes that's the way it is. Like your personal experiences with a person trumps, no pun intended, all of that other stuff. It's like when you hear them talk about Donald Trump. Apparently the guy, one-on-one, face-to-face, is charming. I can't imagine it. I cannot imagine it. But apparently, according to a lot of different accounts, one-on-one, face-to-face, that man is charming. And that, for whatever reason, for some people, overrides all the other stuff, all the negativity. Now, a lot of these people ain't never met that man one-on-one for him to be charming or whatever. But that's what I hear about him. So I know that to be a thing with people. Difficult to reconcile. So I don't know. I didn't actually see though in the chat where people were having a conversation about Trisha Mackey. Trump is magnificent, Livingston. So this Ron D voice. I didn't miss it. She volunteered to be your co-anchor for the tape. You never asked her. That doesn't change anything that I said whatsoever. She was nice to you. And thus trying to reconcile other people's perception of her versus your personal interactions with her is difficult potentially to do. It don't, whether she volunteered or not, don't matter. Your personal interaction with her colors the way that you see her, and that's just natural. That's just natural. Well, you have not been paying attention to the chat, Emanuel. I missed. I didn't see any of the Trisha Mackey conversation. And again, I don't know that woman. To say that she's whatever, just my few, probably 2 or 3 interactions with her. It was a total of 2 or 3 interactions with her. Total. And she was unprofessional and not nice in all 3 of those interactions. 2 or 3. That's it. She was also nice to the brother who was a production assistant. Okay. Now, Richard Puzo was a dick. What about Jack Atherton? He always had his anchor voice on. I always wonder, like, how was that dude with his little American flag ties and all of that kind of stuff? I always kind of wondered about that guy. But there were a few times that he called in to do his news cut-ins and stuff like that. There were a few times that he was always professional. A few times he would be concerned about little things, and so he would raise concerns. But a few times he would call in, he would do his, before he would do his cut-ins and sometimes after. And if I recall, one time even after he had did his cut-in, he called in just to say we had done something in particular. I don't remember what it was, but he did his cut-in and then he called back, and he called back just to say it's an honor to be associated with you guys based on the work that you're doing. And I'll be honest, I was shocked. I was shocked. But he was always professional. He was always professional. Janice says, had did. Did I say had did? If I said it, then damn it, that's what I meant. I thought I corrected that. Jason says, Trisha is pleasant on the eyes. Are your eyes okay? Are your eyes okay? I don't know. I mean, who am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm who I am. But no, I guess different people like different things. Different people like different things. And I like different than Trisha. I like different than Trisha. Jason says she's not ugly. Again, different people like different things. Different people like different things. So to you, she's not. To some of us, I'm not going to call nobody ugly, but Jason says she's a 7. We're using a totally different scale. Because if you say so, look, she's a 7 to you. She's a 7 to you, okay? No problem with it. You got a right to like what you like. You got a right to like what you like. All right? Fame says Jack Atherton was the same guy in person he was on TV. Regina too. I don't know nothing. I don't even know who Maria LaRosa was. Dan and Greg Hort were the best an intern could have. Dan got me my first broadcasting job. Hey, you can't beat that. You can't beat that at all. Raven Richard, I don't know who that is. On Channel 9 is pleasant on the eyes. If you say so, I don't know who it is. E-Man just don't like her. No, it's not that I don't like her. Just in terms of, from a physical perspective, I just like something different than what Jason likes. Because if I had to rate her on any sort of a scale, 3 maybe. 3 just from a physical standpoint. Maybe a 3, maybe. But that's just my personal preference. That's just my personal preference. She would not appear on any scale of mine. Like she wouldn't. Like physically, she wouldn't. But again, that's just my personal preference. Yeah, don't forget, I like dark-skinned sisters. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say to a dude that like dark-skinned sisters, this white woman, what is she? This white woman, what is she? Jason says 7 is just average. I think 5 is average. When doing ratings and stuff like that, I think 5 is average. She's a typical white gal from Kentucky. Nate says, ain't Dan the guy on 700? He's talking about a different Dan. A different Dan. Raven Richards does the weather and traffic on Channel 9 News in the mornings. I don't watch Channel 9 News. Well, I look. Why not? Janet says another topic. I bet people would not vote for Trump if he was running for dog catcher because some people care more for dogs than for others or for themselves. All right. Uh, Raven Richards is a chocolate sister, E-Man. Okay. E-Man, you're attracted to women who look like Angie Stone. I'm with you, Emanuel Livingston. Pink women aren't on any scale I have. I don't know. I've been accused of calling people pink people, but I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't have a problem with it, but it's just not a term that I use. But no, she would not be on any scale of mine. All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to get out of here. It is Wednesday. I got a few things to do today. So I don't get to just go upstairs and lay down. I don't get to just go upstairs and lay down. What happened to, I don't even know who that is. Sina Gabri AB. I don't know what that means. I don't know who that is. But apparently she's been gone for a while, somebody said, and she's in Baltimore. I don't know who that is. DeWanda says, I hope you feel better. Thank you, DeWanda. I appreciate that. The girl on Channel 5 is a beautiful brown-skinned young lady. I don't watch Channel 5 either. I really try to not watch local news. I know I watch it. Every once in a while I have to watch it. Excuse me. When I do, I typically just flip on Channel 19 only because when I turn on my Alta Fiber, it's the first one that comes up, Channel 3. And so that's where it goes on, and I'm just looking at the weather, the traffic, and maybe some headlines. Weather, traffic, and maybe some headlines. So I don't really watch all of these other news. I don't really watch them. Now on Channel 19, I thought the one young lady, who I can't remember her name, she used to do the morning show. She's gone. But I thought that she was, just in terms of physically, she was a physically attractive woman. But other than that, I don't really, these people could walk past me. I just see, I don't really even want to get into this, but I see too much flamboyancy on the news now. It's too much flamboyancy. And I just can't, I can't do it. I can't do it. Not only that, they don't, well, I can't even really say it's what they do anymore. I can't even say it's what they do anymore because I don't watch them. But like, I don't need you to tell me, oh, this is such a sad story. Just tell me the story. Let me decide if I'm sad. Oh, this is such a, don't tell me what to think or what to feel. Just the facts. Give me the facts. Don't interject your thoughts or opinions into the story. Tell me the facts. And when you tell me this is sad, or this, it makes you so angry, oh, that's such a nice story. Oh, it was, I don't want to watch you. Give me the facts. I know if it's sad or not. I know if it's happy or not. I know if the officer was caring. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to tell me this caring officer did this. Just tell me what the officer did. So because of that, I stopped watching local news. I can't do it. I mean, you can't do it with national news either. Like, journalism is dead. Journalism is dead. no, it's not that I'm picky or just aggravated with everything, but the news shouldn't be trying to sway me one way or the other. The news should just be the information. Maybe put it in some context with other information. But it should all be informative. It shouldn't be trying to sway me emotionally one way or the other. I don't need to know that when the guy broke in or when the guy was trying to rob the casino, it was such a scary situation. I don't need you to tell me that. I can surmise based on the facts that it was probably a scary situation, but that's not your job to tell me that it was a scary situation. It's your job to tell me what happened. And I know it's little stuff like that that bother me. Journalism. It's dead. That's what I'm talking about when I say no good journalists. So I don't need you to tell me what's going on, and I don't need you to be all zesty and spicy and shit. Do we have... Hold on, let me see. Fame says, I remember the day Marge shot died. Emanuel was on the radio, mad at the way the news presented her as a nice old lady. I don't remember that, but if that's what they were doing, I probably was mad. But do we have any news anchors? Any, in particular, black news anchors? It's just a question. Like Monday through Friday. That's not gay. Can non-gay black men read the damn teleprompter? And I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. I don't know their names or nothing like that because I don't watch the local news. Only Curtis Fuller. Is he on? Is he still on like Monday through Friday? And Fame, I'm specifically asking about black male anchors. Because I see them, and I'll be like, oh, okay. Interesting. I mean, you know, I guess you can't help it. Your mannerisms are your mannerisms. But I seen a few of them, and I was like, all right. Probably lives in Northside. Probably lives in Northside. Can straight black men read the prompter anymore? In today's news, you know what I'm saying? Like, just... The casino was robbed. Like, all right. The casino was robbed today. You know what I'm saying? I don't... No! All right, y'all. I need to get ready to get out of here. My time is just about up. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'm just saying we don't need to just give it that way. Just normal. Straight up. Kyle, the gay guy on Channel 12, hates me because I called him out for being a gay monkey. Oh, that sounds harsh. I would be mad at you too. Oh boy. Yeah, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, even through the power outage and back in and all that kind of stuff. If you are out and about today, be careful. I don't know if it's still raining. I know it was raining earlier. Be careful. You know, people can't drive in the rain. And so be careful. And if you're out and about, as always, hold on, I got to get ready over here. Oh, hold on, before I go, I was watching a report on the news. They were talking about all these traffic blitzes and the reason that they do the traffic blitzes, where they do the traffic blitzes, and all of that kind of stuff. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think they say, well, you know, we follow where all of the accidents are happening, and that's kind of where we do the traffic blitz. Where's the accidents happening? And I don't, come on, do them damn traffic blitzes in rich white neighborhoods too. Do them in rich white neighborhoods too. Tell me people don't speed in Hyde Park. That's what you're trying to tell me? I've been over there. People drive fast everywhere. They did a little thing where the top neighborhoods where they give out tickets in the traffic, where they do the traffic blitzes. And they were all what we would call traditionally, not traditionally, predominantly black and low income communities. And they might be, look, well, I mean, these are the communities where we have the most accidents. So these are the communities where we do the blitzes, and I got to sneeze and it won't come, and it's driving me crazy. Do the traffic blitzes everywhere. If you're going to do them everywhere. That's really my whole point. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If you're out and about, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.